fan of Amendment 11. Then it passed with unanimous support of all 5 county commissioners. The amendment granting additional tax exemptions for seniors provided certain requirements are met. First passed Florida's legislature in 2012, gave counties and municipalities the ability to grant the exemptions. Well, now they are part of what we're doing. Residents who wish to apply for the exemptions must meet the following criteria. Their property value must be less than $250,000. Property owner must have maintained permanent residency on the property for no less than 25 years. Property owner is age 66 or older. Property owner has a low household income as defined by general law. According to the Florida Department of Revenue, the income limitations amount for 2022 is for 2021 going forward into this year is $31,100. Before presenting the amendment on the agenda for the January 4th meeting, Marion County performed extensive research on the impact the exemptions would have on both the county and its residents. More than 8,700 parcels in unincorporated Marion County were found to meet the first 3 criteria of the exemption. And per information from the property appraiser's office, it was estimated that 10% of those parcels would meet the income threshold. The amendment passed unanimously with the support from all 5 county commissioners, and Marion County becomes the 16th Florida county to offer the tax exemption to senior residents. So once again, you can get additional tax exemptions for seniors provided certain requirements are met, and those requirements are your property value has to be less than $250,000. Property owner must have maintained the permanent residency on that property for no less than 25 years. Property owner must be 66 or 8 years of age or older. And property owners have a low household income as defined by general law. And right now, general law defines that as $31,100. So if you meet all those criteria, you may be able to get an extra tax exemption this year going forward. And I don't know anybody that doesn't like an extra tax exemption. That's more money in your pocket. And when seniors that are living on a fixed income, a lot of times, this could be a big, big boon for their budget to get that extra tax exemption, because that's money they're paying now that they wouldn't have to pay. And on a fixed income, that increases the money that you have to spend because you're not giving it to the government. So if you meet this criteria, I would really start looking into it. If you meet that criteria I just described, your property's less than $250,000, you've lived there for 25 years or longer, you're over 65 years, 65, not 66, 65, you're over 65 years of age or older, and you have a low household income as defined by general law, which is $31,100 a year. It could be a big plus for you if you meet all those criteria. So go check and see if that's something that works for you. That was something that Amendment 11 passed with unanimous support at the January 4th Marion County Board of County Commissioners meeting, making us the 16th county in the state that is offering those tax exemptions to their residents. I love this story. This story is one that, people go, why do you have so many dogs? And I love this story because this is the kind of story that explains why I have so many dogs. This story happened January 3rd, about 2:59 in the morning on January 3rd. Ocala Fire Rescue responded to reports of a structure fire at a unit in the Villages at Spanish Oaks. It's on Northeast 36th Avenue at approximately 3 a.m. on January 3rd. Engines 1, 3, 5, Rescue 3, Tower 1, Battalion Chief 22, and a safety officer were dispatched to the residential fire call. And if you know anything about Villas of Spanish Oaks, the reason they sent that much out is there's a lot that could happen there. A lot of those residents could go up. If you know where Spanish Trace is, Villas at Spanish Oaks on 36th, it's a mobile home community. And a lot of those homes could go up. Units arrived to find a mobile home with an exterior wall under a carport on fire. The owner and his dog was outside. The flames were extinguished and certified the home's interior for fire extension. They went in and made sure there was no fire. Speaking to the residents, firefighters learned the reason the resident got out and was unharmed, his dog. His dog began barking incessantly in the middle of the night. The unusual barking awoke the resident, who in turn inspected his home looking for the source of his pet's distress. Thanks to the dog's alertness and the owner's curiosity, the fire was identified and attacked before damage extended beyond the area of the origin. No injuries reported. The cause of the fire is unknown. The Ocala Police Department and Marion County Fire also responded. But this man, most of his home was saved, and he was saved because his dog woke him up. And that's why, if you don't own a pet, I understand some people don't like pets. I get that. But I have no doubt in my mind that if something tragic like that happened at my house, my dogs would wake my wife and I up and allow us to get out safely. That, they're natural burglar alarms. Believe me, if the wind goes whoosh too loud around my house, they go to barking. So this man was saved as his mobile home caught on fire. This man was potentially life-saving moment by his dog barking and waking him up to draw his attention. And then he got up to look to see what the dog was barking at and found one of the walls of his house was on fire. Fire department was able to respond, put it out before the whole place was damaged or before any mobile homes around him were damaged. And that's a constant fear in these mobile home communities, is if one catches on fire, embers from that one could catch other mobile homes on fire. This was not the case. Not only was his mobile home not destroyed, it was put out pretty quickly and there were no injuries reported. Well, no, because the man's dog awoke him and got him outside. Kudos to this man. I bet that dog probably got a pretty good meal over the next day or two after rescuing his owner from what could have been potentially a tragic, life-taking event. Didn't end up that way. They met the owner and his dog outside. Kudos to the Ocala Fire Rescue. They responded to the report and to Marion County and the police. Kudos to them getting there and doing their job. And again, when they call out engines 1, 3, 5, Rescue 3, Tower 1, and a battalion chief and a safety officer, all those were dispatched. That much equipment all was dispatched probably because it was a mobile home fire in a mobile home park where there's a lot of opportunity for more fire to increase. So thanks to the men and women that are our first responders. Again, a great job. Kudos to you. Take a break. We'll be back. Hour number 3, right after this timeout, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. You're listening to WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
America is coming up on the one-year anniversary of January 6th on Thursday. Polls by Axios, both before and after last year's occupation on Capitol Hill. 2,500 people were polled last year and 2,600 people this year. A slim majority of Americans say President Biden won the 2020 election at 55%. A quarter of Americans do not believe Joe Biden should be president, and 16% say they just don't know. In a letter to colleagues this week, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, the Democrat from New York, said the Senate will debate and vote on changing Senate rules if Republicans block a vote on stripping the states of voting rights and nationalizing our elections to Washington, D.C.
We're discussing them in private with Senators Manchin, Senator Sinema, and before we vote on them, or whichever one we've arrived at, you'll hear and see about it.
USA Radio News.
O'Reilly. Save on your next oil change when you purchase 5 quarts of Pennzoil High Mileage Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for the price of Pennzoil Conventional, now $26.99. Extend the life of your vehicle and save big with Pennzoil Oil and Filter Specials at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Plus, earn double O Rewards points on this purchase. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen temporal scanners, available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
Some edible plants that grow well in the shade. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
For generations, we've worked the land. We've faced hardships and uncertainty before, but you can depend on Florida's farmers. We will continue to rise before dawn and harvest our crops, ensuring that Florida-grown fruits and vegetables are in your stores and that your family is fed. We are providers for our families and yours. We're Florida's farmers, and we're in this together.
Hi, I'm Greg Peterson of the Peterson Farm Brothers. If you've seen our videos, you know we're proud to be farmers. Farming can be dangerous. Never assume location or depth of underground utilities or pipelines. Before you start any work on your farm, call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com to have underground lines located. It only takes a minute and can save your life.
Never assume the location or depth of underground lines. Always call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com before you start work. A message from the Pipeline Operators for Ag Safety campaign.
There are plenty of great edible plants, fruits, and vegetables that will grow well in very little sunlight. There are even some that you might not normally find at the market, but you can definitely grow in your own yard. For example, ramps, often referred to as wild garlic, and creeping raspberry, a delicate fruit that is also thornless. Wintergreen is a low-growing evergreen that prefers shade and makes a beautiful ground cover with the benefit of edible berries and the leaves. A self-seeding member of the carrot family, Sweet Sicily, will spread readily wherever it is planted. It does best in partial shade and produces a delicious range of snacks, as well as attracts lots of pollinators. Good King Henry is a perennial plant used for its delicious edible greens. Arctic Beauty kiwi, pawpaw, and elderberry are also fantastic shade-loving edible plants. I'm Kathy Asim, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have a nice day today with sunshine mixing with some clouds. High today 75 to 77. Mainly clear early tonight, then areas of low clouds forming with a low of 57 to 61. Mix of clouds and sunshine tomorrow. High Thursday 74 to 78. Then look for periods of clouds and sunshine Friday with a high of 76 to 80. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host.